name's Megan Yalorda with Reach Inland, and we are here with Maryam Crogman at the East Side Art House. So can you tell us a little bit about where we are?
So we are in the East Side Art House. It is a collective of artists here in Riverside. We have the owner, Juan, has decided to put this together so artists could feel supported, have a place where they have access to a space to create and a lot of tools and things like that. So just really the desire to support artists so that they can support the community out there.
So can you tell us about you, what you do, and where, you're located?
Mm-hmm. So I'm based in Riverside. I do move all around depending on the project. I'm an expat from the French Caribbean. And what I do, I am an artist, I am an author, I am also a professor of child development and psychology at Cal Poly Pomona. So I have different hats.
Yes.
I'm involved in different things in the community as well. And then I'm a business owner. I have a company called L'Expression Creative Studios.
Okay.
I guess we can talk about it a little bit later.
That's awesome. So you wear several hats. Mm-hmm. So how did you get into your art specifically?
Mom was an artist, so art was always around.
Mm-hmm.
That was easily accessible to us, and it pretty much bit us, my sister and I. Mm-hmm. So we had that. It was easy for us to be creative. So I went to art school and literature in France. But then, the world always kind of pushed the idea of being an artist away as something that is too difficult.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved on to the teaching part because my father is an educator. He was a pastor, so there was always this public speaking thing about him. So I guess I got used to that as well. So I went into teaching. I went into psychology. But the art bug, has always been there. And so very recently I started kind of going back to that. My husband was always encouraging and saying, what's going on? Where's your art? You're not doing, why? Mm-hmm. So he really pushed. And so I've been going around attending paint and sip parties because I just love that. I used to bring my mom and things. But I always noticed that those parties were not very representative of Black and brown people. Mm-hmm. And so during that time, with the pandemic happening, I realized that I probably should do something like that because I'm really good at teaching, I'm enjoying the art, and I'm enjoying the community. And that felt like a little business model that could really bring my community together, bring art to minorities communities, and really, really accomplish several of these personal goals at the same time. Right. So that's what I ended up doing, really building that business as well. So I got involved with the Inland Empire Women Business Center, which by the way is one of the most amazing places to be if you want to start your business, because it's all free and you have legal advice, marketing advice, business, like all sorts of different advice that you need to build your business. So I got a few coaches there and they've really, really helped me. But the work is yours. So, I really had to push. It was the pandemic and my business is very community based. You have to have people, it's very social. So I had to find ways to be also online and, kind of morph the business into a way that it could still survive even with the pandemic.
Right.
When you're an artist, and that, you have these longings for creating and really expressing yourself and digging deep and sharing that and seeing how that can help other people around you. But there's a lot of self-doubt as well. Yeah. Because I don't think people really believe in art as something that is that important. But if you think about it, think about a world without art.
Without art, right.
Without visuals, without music, it would be, I don't know what it would be, right? Even when you have a car, it's made by an artist in the first place. Right. So I had a lot of self-doubt. Can I do this? Can I even sell a piece? Is it something that's going to resonate with anybody? How do I even share my deepest fears and desires and angers and through the art. But I met these artists here, and they started really validating the work. This East Side Art House is very connected to the Cheech, for example, or to the Riverside Art Museum and the government here, the city council. And so we have some of these folks coming through and, you know, engaging with us in different ways so we could, as artists, support the community. And when they saw some of the pieces, they were like, wow, you know, you need to bring this at the museum. You need to do this. You need to. So that was very validating and kind of really helped me get over those personal challenges. And
so where do you go to find inspiration?
I would say the experience with my people. So as a minority, I am aware of a lot of those challenges, both through, you know, my father, for example, or my husband and myself very recently, even though I don't look very black like people would say. It's not necessarily visible right away. I've started having challenges with that at the workplace level. So a lot of the challenges when it comes to image, so hair and skin color and economic challenges and things like that inspire me in my art. So for example, here I'm portraying Bitcoin and Billie Holiday. So I create series that celebrate Black excellence and people who have pushed through, who have pushed all the boundaries, who have, you know, set back racism in different ways.
Right.
And I also represented with Bitcoin because Bitcoin has been a way for a lot of the minority to start creating wealth outside of a system that wasn't supporting them.
Right.
So that's what inspires me. I bring in these different challenges together into art pieces that speak about these challenges in different ways. So I started painting pieces that show, for example, Haitian migrants and their, you know, people dying in the waters and, you know, the attack at the borders and things like that. So all these very complex dynamics, which I understand from both sides are very complicated to deal with. So I started bringing that into my art. So again, it's always very raw. It's always the raw, hard experience. And also the representation of the beauty of culture, the beauty of the minority groups and what they can bring, sort of celebrating Black and brown art through what I do, because we don't hear about it as much at all in the books, in school. We don't even do art anymore in the schools. So when I do my paint parties, I always teach something first. So somebody can come out of there thinking, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know that about this artist, or I didn't know about this movement or that invention. And then we paint it, so you come out with an art piece that you enjoy, and then you come out having learned something. So it's just my intrinsic mission to always bring those things to the forefront and see if I can do my piece in helping the world kind of bridge.
That's really powerful, because essentially you're telling a story through your art, and so you're able to control the narrative, a narrative that's been misconstrued for so many years. And so, yeah, that's powerful. How can people support your art, support your business?
Come and party with me. Okay, two things. So I have the company. Let me show you this. So I have like a paint party box, for example. So you can purchase that box and then have parties with your friends, you know, coming together. And then so you have all the material in there, everything that you need, and then a QR code to see one of the videos or a couple of the videos that I do with tutorials. So we're going to be launching this very soon, so I'm very excited about that. But basically, you know, birthdays, coming together, girls night, things like that. Or you want to do a fundraiser for your company. We work with a lot of different companies around town. I work with Parks and Recs, for example. So just trying to create more parties, bringing people together. I love working with minority kids who sometimes, most of the time, don't have access to art, things like that. So if you have opportunities that can be supporting the community in different ways to help them have fun and create
Right.
beautiful pieces of art and bring art and art education to different spots. I'm all in. Let me know how I can do that. We try to be really creative and supportive of whatever art piece you want to do.
Right.
And then the other side, of course, is the artist side. So commissions, and if you want to do gifts that are original, let me know what
Yeah.
your crazy idea is, and I'll try to make it happen for you. I can use the studio, or I rent spaces, or people rent their own venue and then ask me to come.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been all around the Inland Empire. I've even taught people on the other side of the country just over Zoom. I just try to be as accessible as I can. Try to support the community different ways. I just love to be with people.
Yes. Yes.
So if I have to paint with the little grandmas, I love that. We take our time and we do what excites them, what makes them happy, and same thing with the kids. I speak some Spanish, so I try also to have access little kiddos that are ESL, for example,
Yes.
learning Spanish, and we try to paint together.
So where can people go to find you? What are your social media accounts, websites?
Okay, so again, there's the business and the artist.
Right.
So the business is L'Expression Creative Studios. We do have a website that I guess will roll on the screen now, but it's just L'Expression Creative Studios. And Instagram is LXP Studio. So you can see all of our activities, all the parties that we're doing. We do a lot of pop-ups also with IE pop-up events. And so you could see us, for example, with the Riverside Art Walk, once a month. So we try to be out there in the community.
Okay.
And then working with Parks and Recs will be more also visible in fairs and things like that.
Yeah.
And then my artist website is Almatreb.
Almatreb.
So you can see
Okay.
my bio, you can see the art there. And it's Almatreb also on Instagram.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. It was great to discover this place. This is my first time being here at this art house. So this was a new experience for me, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers, it will be a new experience for them too.
Thank
and we look
you.
forward to supporting you.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
be sending invitations because we're going to have exhibits and things like that happening, so you can see a bit more. You can come visit.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Megan.